And so emptiness is kind of the freedom, and in the first turning, it's like that freedom of release, of relief, of cessation, uh, of seeing that we are not who we thought we were. We're not this permanent fixed entity. In a way, what the Madhyamaka school does is it takes that observation further. It extends it not just to the self, but to the whole world. You could say, and also the whole understanding of emptiness in the second turning. It isn't so much about impermanence as it is about interdependence, which is again found in the first turning. There's the whole teachings on what are called codependent origination in the first turning. Praticca samuppada is the Pali, or the Sanskrit, Praticca samuppada, the Pali. And these teachings describe the causal chain of experience that leads to birth, old age, sickness, death, perception, all these different aspects of experience, and eventually to suffering. And the second turning takes this idea of codependent arising experience, and it extends it to everything, and says emptiness really is a description of how there is no independent entities existing. It doesn't mean that we are not real, however. We are real insofar as we're co-arising with each other and our environment. But we're just this momentary, we're like a bubble, popping up out of the river, and eventually pop goes the bubble. The bubble can't exist apart from the water. It can't exist apart from the air. It's arising in as part of the conditions of life. And so in the second turning, this idea of emptiness as interdependence, as interdependent co-arising, becomes kind of central. And I think it's a really important thing to understand. There's a lot of depth to that. And for me, it sets a really beautiful ground also for understanding the significance of things like social meditation. That we're actually more intentionally leaning in with some of these interpersonal practices toward that interdependent co-arising, instead of taking our individual experience as primary and beginning the meditative inquiry from that place.